What's up? What's up, my internet friends? How is everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Switch stuff around here. Switch to some nice Plinko music now that we got that out of the way. Everybody loves the Plinko music. Get to play. Go. Alright, how is that music, by the way? Is that too loud? Loud to me, but I can turn mine down. So, you know what? I think this is still just a little too loud, honestly. Let's turn this down to about -10 decibels. How's that? Also, how's my voice tonight? Just checking. I'm curious to know. Still working around my audio equipment, trying to get everything just right. Oh, you know what? I don't have the game playing. Huh. Alright, well, let's fix that too. Game capture. Sound. There we go. Nah, then we got the game up. Nah. I want to edit this just a little bit here. Audio fade. Try that. Alright, so, what are we doing tonight? Well, we're in Planet Coasters again tonight because I'm still continuing my recreation of Dollywood as detailed as I can possibly get it. Last episode, the first episode, we built what you guys see on the screen right here. This is the centerpiece. When you first walk into Dollywood, you're going to see right in front of you, you're going to see the Palace Theater. That's what we're building here. We kind of got a basic shape down. It looks pretty good. As you can see, like it's extremely detailed. Got the lights and everything on there. I don't know how I'm going to get the actual words on there, but you know, we'll figure it out. Figure it out as we go. I've downloaded a couple of things. I downloaded some scenery. I downloaded one piece that is a paneled wall. But when I got to looking at it, I just don't care for how it actually sits. So we're not going to use that. I'll show you guys here. I think that's an hydro piece as well, and it just doesn't work for me. Panel, alright. Wall? Yeah, here they are. Alright, it's this guy. Which, I mean, I don't know. There's just something about it I don't care for. It just doesn't work for me. I don't know. I think it's just how it looks too jagged. And I just don't know if I like that or not. Even if we change the color to more of a kind of a grayish color. Actually, no, it is white down there, isn't it? So we'd have to go with a white. That's more of a cream color. Yeah. It's like a dirty white. It's a dirty white. You dirty white, you. Yeah, something more like that. Yeah, but I don't think I want to use that. It'd probably be easier. God, jeez, my freaking mouse just going everywhere on me here. It would be a whole lot easier if I did do that, but we're not going to do that. Nope. Alright, what we will do is probably something more akin to, we just get a wall up, actually. Any wall will do. I think we'll probably use the paneled wall, though, just cause. No. Okay, that's cool. 4 meter? Cast stone? What the hell is the name of it? That was panel. Not the wooden plank. Not boughten. Hold on. Painted wood plank. Okay, plank. Plank. These guys. This is the one I want right here. All right. So this wall right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, right, and then I'm gonna take kind of some pieces I did back here. I'll copy those. And there we go. We're gonna move these forward. And we're gonna put them right here. Did I just get the one piece? No, I don't want that. There we go. Move that whole thing forward like that. And if I just move it right into place there, I think we might be able to kind of recreate this a little bit. That this piece needs to be a little darker. He thinks. What piece did I grab? There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, just a little darker. Maybe a lot darker. Darken it up even more. And I'm all the way down to black now. You know what? Actually, that might probably work. Might need to raise that piece a little bit too. So then again to that. Yeah, I think that would probably work. Just raise it up like so. How come I didn't raise the other piece? Hold on. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And we'll just go up a little more. Yeah, and I'm just gonna like make my own wall out of this. This is essentially what I'm just gonna do. Just gonna keep doing this until we get one wall piece, and then we can just copy that all around. If I grab all of these pieces, then I should just be able to move them all kind of up a little bit, just to get the proper spacing. This actually might be one of the most detailed buildings that I have ever made in Planet Coaster. And I've done a lot of detailed buildings. I've done a lot of custom roofs. I've done custom tile. I've done some custom wooden walls before, but never on this scale. But this is what the game is going to call for today. This is definitely what we're going to have to do. I also forgot to hit the record button. So I need to do that. Now you may be thinking, well, why am I doing this when I could be doing much longer pieces that would cover the entire wall piece? Well, that's because I do need some of these little tiny guys like this, like a little quarter walls. So I'm just going to do this one first, and then we'll expand it out to where we need it. About like that. Yeah. That looks pretty good, honestly. It really does. So I'm just going to grab all of that. Not that though. Or that. And I'm just going to lower that down to the ground. About like that. Alright. And then I'm just going to take all of this, minus that piece. We're going to merge that. And then set that aside. And voila. There's one of our wall pieces. Alright. The only problem with that is going to be... Hold up. Alright, here's what I can do. I can save this. So we can save that as a blueprint. That's probably a good idea, since I lost so many things before. I will call this, what will I call this? Vinyl siding. 1/4. 4 meter. It's 1/4 of a wall made of custom vinyl siding. Yeah, add tags. Can I just add wall? Can I do that? Yeah. No? Okay. Let's just do building then. How about that? Small building. Sure. Create blueprint. Alright, now just get out of that. And now we'll just have to do this the hard way again. So I'm just going to take this, and we'll just delete all of that. Actually, no. I probably shouldn't do that. It's probably going to be a little harder to do here, but I really need to take both of these. Right, and we need to move that over, but I can't. Alright, I have an idea. Edit that section. Grab that piece. Move that piece. Alright, and what did we make this out of? It was a, it's a toolkit item. It was a beam. It was the 18 by 18, I think. No, well, maybe it was. I need that to be much longer, like more of a... That piece right there. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just connect that like that, right? I'm surprised it's not the right piece, so I'll just grab that. Copy that color code. Paste that in there. Do the same thing here, so I'll grab that, move that over. Just a little bit. Replace it with this piece. Move that one over top of this one so that it matches. Alright, and then I'll just copy that color onto this one. Voila. There we go. Alright. Now, grab both of those, and we will split these sections into their own group. And then, we'll just move these down one piece at a time. By the way, guys, I'm going to ask this just kind of one more time. How's the music? Does the music need to be a little lower, or is that fine? You know what? I still think it needs to be just a little lower. I can never tell. Like, I'm watching the meters, but then I listen to it like later on, and it just doesn't seem that loud. So I don't know. Then again, maybe I'm not that loud. That's also a possibility. Maybe I myself need to be a little louder. I can turn myself up. I can totally do that. We can turn ourselves up. Maybe. If it'll allow me. How about that? Yeah? Alright, it shows I'm in the red now, so that's probably a good thing. I don't know. The question is, I mean, honestly, the question is, how loud do I need to be? And is the background staticky, or is it not staticky? That's the thing. Because I look over here, and I know that my voice isn't going towards the actual, like, mic, right? And then I'm talking into the mic, and it's probably too loud that way. So, I don't know. Now I have to do each one of these individually so that they match up with this side. So that if I'm putting these on there, then I need to be able to see that they are going to line up perfectly. In Planet Zoo, this is probably easier to do because it lets you copy multiple things more than it does in here. So like when I place down a section like this, I don't have to grab it again. After I place it, I can just place. So in a way, the Planet Zoo building system is better. Of course, there are tons of different improvements between Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, Lots of improvements. That's why I'm really hoping that they're going to announce Planet Coaster 2 very, very soon. They do have a new game in the works. They said we're going to hear about it later. I'm really hoping it's going to be Planet Coaster 2. And we probably... I think they have a... if I'm not mistaken, I think they have a community stream that they'll be doing very soon. Probably the last week of February. So we may hear something... maybe next week? We can dream. We can hope. I know there's a ton of Planet Coaster fans out there. I know a lot of the Planet Coaster creators have moved on, doing other things now. There's not too many people who have stuck to this game. I myself sort of moved on. But I can say that it wasn't just because, you know, Planet Coaster just wasn't the new thing anymore. It's honestly because I was just trying my hand at different stuff. And I became more successful with Satisfactory than I ever was with Planet Zoo, or with Planet Coaster. So obviously, I want to make, you know, more content out of that than I will anything else. You know, I'm going to go with what actually sells, you know. We got some huge gaps in that. That's upsetting. Should have raised that. I can fix that though. I actually can. Alright, so that's our wall. So I can take that. Say no to that. Say no to that. Merge that together. And then we can work with this one. Alright. Now, all I have to do is just grab all these pieces from the back. And then just move them up. And that should fix the problem. Well, all except for the top piece. We don't want to do that. Like that one. We don't want to do that one. So if I take all of those and I just move them up. Like that. That should fix my problem. Voila. Now we have the wall. Right? Boom. Okay. Now I can take that, make that into a blueprint. A new blueprint. I forgot what I called it. Wasn't it like vinyl siding? I'll call it. I'll just call it vinyl siding 4 meter. That's good enough. Full wall of custom made vinyl siding. Yeah. Add tag. Small building. Create blueprint. Bam. Alright. Okay. Now. Now we just take all of that out. Oh no. Alright, so there we go. Really? Oh, I thought I did. Alright, never mind. Where's that? I absolutely love the fact that I have no viewers right now whatsoever. It's so great. So I could probably do something like that. And then bring this over here. Same thing. What about on Twitch? I got one viewer, one person on Twitch watching right now, which could be me, honestly. All right. Now it's time to put this puzzle together. Alright, so we're going to have this here. Alright. I'm just going to... move that like that. Alright, so I'm kind of looking at the front of it here, and it only comes out just a little bit. So I'm thinking right about that. What's up, Joe? Long time no see, man. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, no, wait, I can't do that. No, 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 can't do that. And yes, yes I am. I am playing Planet Coaster. How about that? You know what? What if I just grab all of that right there and then just say, I just don't want that. You know? I just don't. It's the only thing I don't want. And then I just, I don't know, merge or split that for the building. And then I grab that, right? And then I just copy that. What if? Oh my god, I remember these Planko problems. Crap. Well, that's unfortunate. What if I do the world axis? Yeah? Man, who doesn't remember those problems? Trying to move and copy things, and it's just like, nah, man. Not gonna do that. I think I can work this out, though. Actually, technically, that needs to go here. Alright, now how far back does that building go? I think it goes back almost to one of these full quarter panels. That's what if I was guessing, that's what I would say. Hard to say though. Alright, so now I wonder if I can select this, this, and this. And no, I can't. Okay. Not without making an exact copy of it. I can't do that. That's okay though. That's alright. Take this one. Move this over here. Make something like that. Take that, turn that. You seem surprised that I'm actually playing Plinko again. I wonder why that would be. Why are you so surprised about that? You know, this is one of my favorite games of all time. Of course, I'd come back eventually. Can't resist the Plinko goodness. Still holding out small bits of hope for Plinko 2, but that ship probably sucked. I mean, they are about to announce a new game very, very soon. Very soon. I don't think it's going to be Jurassic Park 3. Or Jurassic World 3. I don't think it's going to be that. We may just get that Plinko too. But I have a feeling it's something else. My hope is, well, you know, I kind of feel like you're about right. I'm figuring maybe that ship is sunk. What's his name doesn't even work for him again anymore. And he was kind of one of the lead designers on it. So probably bricked your CPU. I mean, I don't know. Have you played any Planet Zoo? If you played Planet Zoo, I think it'd be kind of like that. My sisters were more the build a zoo type. I preferred roller coasters and whatnot. I'm with you. Like, I thought I would really get into Planet Zoo because I used to love Zoo Tycoon, and I couldn't get into Planet Zoo that much. I still play it from time to time. I do enjoy it, just not as much as I like this game. This game right here, it's just too good, you know? But basically what I'm saying is, though, if you have played Planet Zoo on your computer, I mean, as long as it didn't brick it there, you're probably fine, to be honest. Planet Zoo had nice things about it, don't get me wrong, but their hesitation to move away from the pathing and whatnot, not the greatest. Even the AI was slightly better, but still not by much. Yeah, you're right about that. You are not incorrect about many. So there's some things wrong with it, but there are some things that are better too. Weather system, nice. Interiors on the staff buildings, minimal detail, but nice. The building system works better, in my opinion. I'm watching a monkey climb up. You know, the climbing stuff in Planet Zoo, I thought needed work, to be honest. Like, I really wanted to watch my animals climb around on stuff, and then you try to watch them, and they're just like, they don't really do a very good job of climbing. They're kind of shit at it. Same thing happened then as Planet Zoo. People voiced concerns, and they said, we'll fix it, and never fixed it. Yeah. And now we're at the end. So at this point, what I'll do is I'm going to take these panels. Oh no! How did that happen? There we go. Alright. So I'll just grab this, and then I should just be able to move that over. So there was someone in the community that had modding capabilities and modding rides like how you do, but either Frontier blocked that or he gave up on it. I did see if you go to Nexus, somebody has made a couple of trains, sorta. Got the train ride skins, but I'm talking these were actual operable flat rides. Really? I didn't see anything about that. That's interesting. I don't think Frontier would have done a cease and desist. I I believe it was probably more or less they may have just given up on it. Maybe they just didn't end up working um, in the end. And there goes my music again. Doesn't want to play. Even RC2 had a new bit of life injected because people added flat rides and custom coasters to it. Yeah, I mean, I was big on the modding stuff and of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Like, I was even making my own custom scenery for it. I can never get the hang of the custom scenery for this game though. The 3D graphics and stuff were just too advanced for me. I used to use SketchUp when I was working on stuff for Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, but now these days, having to use I just couldn't grasp Blender and how to make things work in Blender. I even tried my hand at making some stuff for City Skylines, but I couldn't get it. It just wasn't working for me. Blender, start with a cube, make art. Me, look at a cube, give up after an hour, not making sense of it. I was able to make some stuff in the game or into Blender itself. I even imported, like, I made a log, like a log beam, because I really wanted just a really long log beam in the game, and I tried my hand at that, and it just was not working right in the game itself. One thing I really hope for, if we do get a Planet Coaster 2, I really hope to see being able to skin the coaster cars. Like, I'm fine if we can't make our own coaster cars. That's absolutely fine. But the ability to skin your own would be something. Just like, have the model and just be able to put our own skins on it. That's all we need. That shouldn't be too hard. I mean, hell, it was done back in the old. It was done in Quake 2. Like, I feel like if Quake 2 can do it, I'm sure we can do it these days. This one building is going to take me so long to do. This is how it's done, though. If you want to make art, you gotta suffer. Fun, fun, fun. Have fun, fun, fun till our daddy takes our T-bird away. All right, there's our front piece. Oh, I found the videos. There were TMTK flat rides that were animated with full sequences. Oh, okay. So, yeah, not actually anything custom modded in the game. They were just TMTK stuff. I may have seen those actually. All right, I'm gonna paint that white right there on the bottom. I think it's the unique engine Frontier uses. Everything else is in Unreal Unity, and they use Cobra. I mean, they do have their own engine, and they don't want to give people access to it. But I mean, look at all the stuff that's been modded into Planet Zoo. There's so many things. If it can be modded into Planet Zoo, I don't understand why it can't be modded into Planet Coaster. It's the exact same engine. So, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think it's just the lack of people just don't want to do it. Really. That's what I think. It was 2016. So it was, I think, November of 2016 is when it actually released, or maybe summer. I mean, there were some games that tried to do what it did. I mean, we got Roller Coaster Tycoon World about the same time. Yeah, yeah, I know, but I mean, it did happen at about the same time. Uh, it was crap, but it was something. And then we got Parkitect, and Parkitect was good, but it was just more of a replacement for Roller Coaster Tycoon than it was for Planet Coaster. And it, it just depends on what kind of game you're into. You know what I mean? And that wasn't me. Yeah, that's true. Like the Extreme and the RMC Raptor. But Parkitect also had the things like with the pathing, like you had to make custom paths in order to get your inventory for your shops to go around. And that's something they sort of did in Planet Zoo. Like, I feel Planet Coaster or not Planet Coaster. I feel like Planet Zoo kind of ripped that off of. They saw what Parkitect did with that, so they kind of ripped that off of there because guests don't like to see the behind the scenes stuff in Planet Zoo. They don't want to see the generators, the water stuff, all of that. They don't want to see any of that. And if they do, then you get downvoted for it. So, yeah. I kind of stopped playing Parkitect after so long, so I mean honestly I don't even know what all happened with that. It was good. It wasn't for me. I've spent most of my day today when I should have been working on videos, planning out my trips for the rest of the year. So we're going to be starting in March. We won't be. It's not really a trip, but our first video we're making for Phoenix Adventures, my travel vlog channel, is going to be. There's a Comic Con in Lexington, and we're going to go to that. So I'll be doing some footage from there. April, we're going to the opening day for Kings Island. Well, pass holder preview day. I will not go to opening day at Kings Island ever again. We almost got shot last year, so yeah, not going to be doing that again. Our opening day adventure to Kings Island last year was it was a disaster. It was so horrible that I swore I would never do that again. It was like 1 hour lines for food. For freaking food, man. How does it even happen? Well, if you look up a story, there was a kid who tried to sneak a gun into Kings Island on opening day. The story's out there. You just got to look for it. I saw, I was in the park when it was happening. So I saw what was going on the inside. They literally shut the entire area over by Banshee, the Bat, all of that. They shut every single bit of that area of the park down and forced everybody out of it. So I was actually walking up towards the new adventure area that they built, with the Soul Spin and all that. So I was walking up that area heading towards Banshee, and all these people were coming down this way, and I kept hearing people saying they're not letting anybody go that way. You've got to go turn around, go the other way. They would not let anybody do that. So I was really curious about what happened. I couldn't figure it out. And I got back up to the front of the park and met up with my fiance. So she was outside because the smoking area is outside of the park. It's up by the gates. And she actually saw the guy running, and he dropped something. Now what she thought it was he tried to grab somebody's purse. That's what she thought. Well, she was wrong, and once I actually got out of the park that evening and we started looking it up, we found out what really happened. It wasn't a purse that he dropped, it was a bag with a gun in it, and he literally dropped it like right in front of her. So yeah. And that's why we won't ever be going back to Kings Island on opening day. You know what? I think this is going to be a whole stream of me just placing down walls. I'm probably going to work on something else for a minute here in just a second. Placing down walls and talking about coasters and stuff. Brick by brick. Don't tempt me, man. I'll do it. It won't even be the first time either. I guess Cedar Fair pissed off a bunch of people with how nuts in California's Great America are going. I don't know anything about Great America other than the fact that they're selling it in what, like 6 years or something like that, is how long it has left on the lease. Um, or actually, they're just going to end the lease and it's going to get torn down, is my understanding. Now, Knott's, I think I may know what you're talking about with that. Are you talking about Montezuma's Revenge? Yeah. Yeah, quietly retired Montezuma's Revenge. Yep. I heard about that. Which is quite surprising because they hyped all that up and then it's like they're not even going to do anything with it. That sounds like some Six Flags stuff right there. Something about the contractor cut up stuff they were not supposed to, and rather than pay for replacements, they just saw fit to retire it. I haven't heard that. That's interesting. Ba 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 dum ba da dum ba 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 dum bum 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 ba dum ba da da dum. And then for California's Great America, it was leaked that most of the relocated stuff would go to Six Flags parks as opposed to Cedar Fair parks. The Six Flags Cedar Fair merger is approved. It's got to get approved. I don't think there's anything that's going to stop that merger at this point. Pretty sure that's just going to be a done deal. I know the government is asking questions and things about it, but yeah, that's it's just it's going to be approved. Plus, a lot of people aren't too crazy about the whole Cedar Point a Six Flags affiliate park. I get it. Like I know what they're saying. So when you think of an amusement park, you might think about Cedar Point. You might think about Kings Island. But when it comes to the name of the brand of the parks, Cedar Fair, unless you're an enthusiast or a coaster nerd or something like that, it's not that many people know Cedar Fair when you say Cedar Fair. I mean, it's a popular brand. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. That's why. Beam. Beam. Oh, well, that's a problem. Okay, so I can't use that. Now I need to find a thick beam I can use. Maybe that one. Yeah, probably that one. That will work. Now we just paint that. Nice golden color. With that insane death coaster. Let's see. I missed the first part of that. More people are skeptical on it. I mean, like I said, I know the government's looking into it, but I think that's just a thing that they're gonna do. I mean, look how much of a fuss they put up over the Activision Microsoft merger. I mean, and that's still happened. So I just don't see anything stopping that merger from actually happening. I just don't. Um, the building in the Middle East, Six Flags Qiddiya. Yeah, you're right. Six Flags Qiddiya. That insane dead. They joked there was going to be a full-on hospital at the exit of the ride in case guests passed out. Well, see, that's the problem, though. No one's gonna ride it. It's Six Flags Qiddiya. I mean, very few people are actually going to go to that park. It'll get some media attention when it opens and stuff like that, but Saudi Arabia is not really a tourist attraction. They have insane laws there that is going to prevent most people from actually considering that to even be a tourist destination. Attract a lot of coaster fans? Yeah, sure. Unless you're, like gay or trans. And then, yeah, you might get make it on the coaster, but once you get off of it, they're just going to, put you in prison and sentence you to death. All right, so this is the what beam is this? The 24 by 24, and I need a bigger one. So that one, yeah. I can't believe I'm actually putting this together like this. This is insane. This might be the most insane thing I've ever done in Planet Coaster. Honestly, it might be. I've done some crazy things before, but this actually might take the cake. It's a nice collection of coasters. You tiled that entire roof on that one building, piece by piece by piece. That Art Deco building with the Spanish flag. Yes. So I've done, like I said, I've done some crazy stuff. But this is like I'm literally going to do the same thing with the roof on this building too, because I can't find the pieces for the roof to do what I want to do with the roof. So every single bit of this entire building is going to be piece by piece. It's going to be freaking ridiculous, honestly. Because I'm crazy. No Dollywood TMTK, please. I mean, there might be. You know what? Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's see what's out there. I'll be honest. I haven't really looked a whole lot at the TMTK stuff in a while. Let me check out the workshop here for Planet Coaster. I looked around a little bit the other night because somebody said there was a smaller beam I could use. So, well, certainly I did that. Ah, Theme Maker's Toolkit, Dollywood. Big fat zero. Nothing. Just by typing in Dollywood anyway. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Alright, so I typed in Silver Dollar City. I got Silver Surfer. I got Silver Star. I did get the Mystic River Falls logo, so somebody did that. Kansas City Chiefs Arrowhead. That's funny. Yeah, nothing. Nada. Alright, I need to put in the bottom of this. So let's do some flat pieces here. Something like that. And then let's make that. Let's make that white, but kind of a little cream color. Yeah, something like that. So my next time I'm going to be at Dollywood is going to be, if I stick to the plan that we made today, we'll be going in June. So the next time I'll be there will be June. Before they got Big Bear done. Big Bear's not bad. It's a pretty good night ride too. We were there for uh we were there on October 31st. We were there the 30th and the 31st. No, I'm taking that back. We were there the 29th and 30th. That's what it was. So we were there for 2 nights. The second night was the last night that Lightning Rod was open. And we rode Lightning Rod probably 5 or 6 times that day. On one of our first rides, I think it might have been the second ride, honestly. You'll never guess who we ran into. Because I was standing there in line and I looked at my fiance and I said, "Hey, isn't that?" And she was like, "Yeah, I think it is." So who do you think it was that we ran into? Actually, you probably know. If you're in my Discord, so you probably already know. But because I did mention it that night. A celebrity? Uh to us, maybe, not to the world, you know. And celebrity might be going a little high, but it's a person that we know. As Planet Coaster people, we know him. That's correct. Yes, we ran into JLW. It's the second time I've actually seen him. So I also met him. No, wait, that's the second time at Dollywood we've actually seen him there. We were getting on Mystery Mine, and he was in front of us there one time too. Um, but oh no, wait, that was the night before. Yeah, so he was there the both nights that we were. He was there on the 29th and the 30th. And then I also met up with him when we were at Silver Dollar City as well. So that's like the third time I've ran into him. Now, of course, seeing him at Silver Dollar City, that's to be expected, you know. So no big surprise there. You still don't think you can top that one trip? 7 parks in 8 days? Nah, I don't even think I can top that. But we do have a couple planned this year that are going to be insane. In June, we're going to Dollywood, and from Dollywood, we're going to make our way up the Blue Ridge Parkway, and then we're going to go to Busch Gardens in Virginia. So we're going to go from Dollywood to Virginia, and then we're going to hit up. Yeah, they did retire that. So we're going to hit Dollywood, Busch Gardens, King's Dominion, and then back down to Busch Gardens again for another night. So we're gonna do 2 nights at Busch Gardens. We're just gonna separate it. So we're gonna do like Busch Gardens, Kings Dominion, then Busch Gardens again, and then head home. So for us, it's about a 9 to 10 hour drive from home to Virginia. So we're doing this over multiple days, but it's just a straight trip for Virginia from like Williamsburg to home is about 9 to 10 hours, give or take. Uh, when we went to Silver Dollar City, coming home, we were on the road for about 13 to 14 hours, if I counted correctly. That was a hell of a trip. It's also the first time I've ever been that far west either. That part trip was fine on one hand, but only because I tried to avoid unnecessary backtracking. I would say we're trying to avoid backtracking when we go to back down to Busch Gardens again, but nah. So I didn't want to do Busch Gardens 2 days in a row. We did that last time, and this time I want to. I We have the Cedar Fair pass to get into all the Cedar Fair parks. So this time we're gonna hit up King's Dominion, and I really want to try out some of their coasters and stuff because I've never been yet, and I think that'd be a lot of fun. So we're gonna do that. And yes, I do realize there's a gap in my roof, and that's okay. Why, yes, there is a gap in my roof. Be careful on I-305. Oh, Intimidator. I thought you meant an actual interstate, like I-305. Which interstate is that? Where's that run from? No. I can handle it. Yeah, that shouldn't be. I know a lot of people black out on it. Dangling seat belts? Ah, okay. Haven't heard anything about that. I do know that people pass out and stuff on it. When they lift the harness, the seatbelt is on the hardest part, so I got smacked in the face with it. Okay. All right. Well, I'll try to remember that. You know, one that there was one coaster that I did not care for that I really thought I would like. Actually, there was multiples, but there was one that really got me, and it surprised me because I really wanted to enjoy it, and I think I need to ride it again. I only got to ride it one time, but Outlaw Run, man, um, I think it was the first dip. Like once you hit the bottom of the, like you go down and you're coming back up, so that dipping part when it changes direction just like really crushed me on my man parts. If you know what I mean. That was rough. So I think I need to write it again though, just to kind of to figure out. I don't know. I had this my seatbelt on, or I had the thing down pretty close. So maybe it was that, but yeah, that was painful. Painful indeed. All right, is that just one piece or is that two pieces? Ah, it's two pieces. Poncho on when I went on it because when we went to Silver Dollar, it was raining. It was raining when we went to Dollywood for Halloween for All Hallows Eve, I should say. It was pouring down the rain. Almost every single time we rode Lightning Rod, it was pouring down rain. I've also ridden Thunderhead in the rain, and that was not a fun experience. I really like Thunderhead, but I don't think I'll ride it in the rain again. That was a little painful. I had a lot of water in my eyes. Trying to find the right beam here, and I think I'm just going to have to take this beam right here and just move this over and move it down. That looks like that goes right about to the corner. like that. All right, and then I'm going to need some flat pieces in that. So let's do, yeah, probably that. Turn that sideways. Extra padding. All right, so I guess you understand what I'm talking about, though, when I was talking about with Outlaw Run. So it's just that first dip, and after that, I couldn't enjoy the ride because I was hurting, and but I really wanted to enjoy it. Another letdown: both the wooden coasters that I thought would be good were horrible at Holiday World. Well, not horrible. They just weren't as good as I expected. Like I'd always heard the Legend and the Raven were two fantastic coasters, and it didn't live up to my experience, my hopes on those. There's certain seats you got to sit on. I'll have to remember that. I don't remember where we were. I think we were in the front, honestly, if I remember correctly. But back to Holiday World, though, the Voyage is now one of my favorite coasters. Absolutely loved the Voyage. It was fantastic. Had a lot of fun on that one. I think we did Voyage maybe 3 times. We did Thunderhead, or not Thunderhead, we did Thunderbird 10. Like, pretty much almost 10 times in a row. Your mom hates wooden coasters. She loved Voyage. I mean, it's kind of a hybrid in a way. I mean, it still supports. It's wooden track, but it still supports. It's kind of like, what was it, Gemini? I can't think of any others, though. Yeah, we rode the front. I think we rode somewhere in the middle as well. I don't think we did the back. We rode every seat there was on Thunderbird. Pretty sure, very close to almost every seat. We rode middle, front, back. So we just got the whole gambit on those. Thunderbird is fantastic. It's really really good. Like I'm trying to think of which one I prefer better. And this is a debate between me and my fiance both on which one's better. Do we like Wild Eagle or do we like Thunderbird? She says she likes Thunderbird more, and I can see that. I can totally see Thunderbird being better than Wild Eagle, but I think I might like Wild Eagle just a little bit better, just enough to overdo it. Now, those are the only two wing coasters we've been on. So, once we get out to Cedar Point this year, I'll get to ride Valraven. So, triathlon. Yeah, it's a long way to just trying to get out to the Voyage and then going from the Voyage out to Thunderbird. It's a hike. Yeah, you do have that whole section right there that's like the top of the mountain. But when you're down there and let's say you're coming back from Thunderbird and you're heading back down towards the middle of the park, down towards where their water park and stuff is, and you're looking up and you can see the entire entrance of the park and everything is like right up on that hill. It's crazy. Like that's so weird seeing it. And you're like, holy crap, we got to walk back up that. Okay, that was too long, so I gotta go with this piece. I remember, I think you were telling me about it too. Like, I didn't know Holiday World was like that. I really thought Holiday World was a flat park. And I think you were telling me that, no, it's not. And I was like, really? That's interesting. But I didn't know how bad it was until we were actually there. Kentucky Kingdom still takes dead last. I was saying this last year. I feel like you could do a half a day in a summer anyway, like when they're open for the longest, and it's a weekday, maybe when like there's not so many people there. I think you could do Kentucky Kingdom a half a day, and take the other half a day and do Holiday World and ride everything. When we did the park, we got there at noon till 4 or so, and that was enough to say we did it all. We did almost, I think we got there about an hour after they opened, and we did the entire day. And we had plenty of time, which is one reason why we rode Thunderbird so many times. Um, but we had a ton of time, and then we watched the fireworks though, or the drone show that night, which was pretty cool. The issue of Kentucky Kingdom is there's a problem when wooden coaster is number one. Thunder Run. Man, it's been so long since I've been to Kentucky Kingdom. I'm not even that far away, and it's been a very, very long time since I've been there. 2 years now in a row, we've talked about going, and we just never made it there because of everything else we had to do. But this year, I've got it planned for Kentucky Kingdom is going to be our May trip. So we're going to go to Holiday World and Kentucky Kingdom a couple of days during the week. Lightning Run. That's that. Is it a Chance Morgan? Is that what it is? That's the blue coaster they put in not long ago, right? Yeah, I thought so. I was thinking Chance Morgan. There were so many things we wanted to do last year, and we didn't get to do them. I wanted to do Carowinds last year, and we didn't get to do that. We're gonna do it this year, though. Got plans already in set foot in motion. We was gonna do Cedar Point last year, and we didn't get to. To be 25 and hear your back pop is alarming. Hey man, I'm 48 and I'm still riding them. Aw, that sucks. Okay, so I can't use that. I gotta find another piece. That one's gonna be just a little too big. I turn that one sideways. That would probably work. Copy. Paste. There you go. But I was like first park of the trip and my back was messed up. You know, I was that way with we did Verboten at Busch Gardens. Was the first coaster we got on. Our first one when we got there. We did Verboten. And never again. Nope. I legit messed my neck up on that thing and I did not have an enjoyable day. Just did not. It was freaking cold that night too, so once it got dark, it was just so cold. We were freezing to death. We didn't bring any warm clothes with us. It was ridiculous how unprepared we were for that. And yeah, it rained, but then the rain stopped just a little bit. It only rained just a little bit anyway. But the rain had stopped, and then it was just a miserable day. But our second day, loved it. It was so good. Alpengeist is considered a hyper. I didn't know a hyper invert existed. Huh. I did enjoy Alpengeist. I think we rode Alpengeist 3 times. I think 195. Let me guess. The drop is more. It's raised up an extra 5 feet, so 200 equals hyper. I don't know. That's a stretch. That's like calling Orion a Giga. You know. um. Speaking of Orion, which do you consider to be better? Do you like Diamondback or Orion better? Oh, you hadn't been on Orion? My bad. I thought you'd got to Kings Island. I was waiting for Cedar Point to add something more amazing than a wild mouse. Well, you do have Top Thrill 2 coming. My first experience on Top Thrill Dragster is going to be with Top Thrill 2. So, yeah, I guess. They could just call it TT3. Polaris racing theme. Yeah, Polaris I liked. I thought Polaris would have been a good name for that, but oh well. Guess that's why we're not in charge of the amusement park rides, right? We'll make this work one way or the other. There we go. See, I can't see the side of it, but I do see a little bit of the building here. Enough to see that it does have that red part in it right there. And that's kind of how that goes. A personal bus. Yeah, Cottonmouth, man. Silver Dollars or Silverwood is a park that is still probably one of my favorite parks I've worked on. I lost some of my work on it, and I don't feel any more joy going back to it after I lost all that stuff. Like the last thing I have with it is, um, I think I was still working on Bootlegger or Bootleg Run or whatever I called it. I think I was still working on that one. That's the last save file I have, I think. So that entire last coaster that I did, plus I believe most of the reworking of Bootleg Run is all gone. I might check on that in a second and see, but I'm pretty sure I lost it all. Yeah, the mountain coaster you were at and a few other things within that whole corruption drive happened. Yeah. See, I don't even know what happened to my computer either. It just everything was just slow as crap on it, and I never could figure out what it was. And I ended up just having to reformat the drive, and which I had done many times before. And that's like one of the first times it's ever happened. Like it happened once on Planet Zoo, but that's the first time it ever happened in Planet Coaster. So I was very upset over that. So it just doesn't feel the same trying to go back and like work on it now. Although I really want to finish it. It's so close to being done, and I really want to finish it. Um, Anytime it asks to format something, I mean, I try to figure out an alternative because formatting usually means a clean wipe. See, I tried different stuff. I tried so many things to try to fix my PC, and nothing was working. So that was my last option. I had to do it. Okay, let me see here. My PC crashed because I installed an emulator onto it and ended up hiding a can of worms that literally blew my PC up. Now my computer can't connect to a printer or use Bluetooth. Have you tried just grabbing a Bluetooth thing, just like an insert, like a USB insert Bluetooth thing? Won't connect. That's weird. Should still connect the USB. All right, so I want to start a little bit on the roof now and try to get these pieces kind of working. So I'm going to need a little bit of space here. So probably looks like it goes to maybe right about there. And that is a whitish piece right there. All right. And then stretch these across like so. And then the roof itself, I thought I added all those into the roof. Thought I merged those. Guess I didn't. Roof is just a little bit higher. And a little further out, I think, than that. Something about like that, I would say. And then there's another piece that comes out from that. So it kind of has like this little hangover. Right there. Yeah, okay. And then maybe not quite that high. Something about like that. And then the roof is going to sit right on top of that. Like that. Last thing I did with Planko was try to finish that Jerky Shack building and then do some minor work around Cottonmouth with the building queue. Scrapped a third train and some other stuff. I saw Fear was actually playing Planet Coaster earlier. Because we were going to do that whole community park, right? And nobody else seemed to want to work on it. Like, Fear had it after me, and he was working on something, but he didn't do anything with it. And I think he eventually just gave up on it. Um, Raven never touched it. I don't even think, like, you wasn't wanting to do anything with it at the time. So I eventually just gave up on that, and then I started working on something else. So I had about 3 or 4 parks I was working on, and then after I lost all of that, I just didn't feel like doing anything anymore with it, you know? All right, I do want to put my lights on down here, though. I forgot about that. I want to do that. Let me find some nice lights that we can throw down here on the bottom of the building. Right here and here. So let's see. What are we looking at? What are we trying to find here? These guys? That does look about right. But I don't want to use that piece. Do we have anything else? I've got these globes. So I could totally throw the globes on there. Um, I thought that these lights right here had a piece on them where they kind of were hanging from the thing. Am I wrong about that though? Because I thought they did. Lip. I do have the monsters thing. We could totally use that. Uh, there was one I used to use all the time, but it's been so long since I played the game that I just don't remember. It was some sort of steel piece, I think, under scenery, or maybe it's under here. Maybe it's under sign. Uh, Let me try bracket. No. All right, let me try scenery. Bracket. Damn it. What was that little piece? Those lights were used on the catwalk for cotton, the safety ones. What piece did we used to use? The cage lights. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The little round ones. What was that? What was that piece, man? I don't want to have to go through every single thing there is to try to find it. Because I know it's here. It's probably under props. Hanger? Wait. Surely not. Alright, none of that. Bingo. Iron hanger. Good enough. Oh, come on. Why did it move that way for? No, I want the light. Give me the light. There we go. I think I'll just move it down just a little bit. Alright, now on top of here, there are little globes. I don't believe they're lights, but they're something. You know what might go good there? Maybe a vase? Like an upside down vase. Oh, wait, that's way too big. That is also way too big. Oh! I know what we always use for those. I know. The ornaments. Wait. Where are the ornaments? Are the ornaments under building pieces? No. So confused now. Christmas? Okay. Baubles. That's what they called them. They called them baubles. I remember now. Yeah, yeah. Now, which one are we going to use? This one? No, that's way too big. That's sort of about right. And then maybe that in the middle of it. I don't know. I don't think I like that. But let me get them painted and see. So they're kind of this bluish green kind of color. A little darker though. More like that. Nope, that won't work. I don't care for that at all. Alright, what else could we use for that? I honestly just kind of want to put a light on top of it. I know that's not what goes there, but I think a light would probably look good right there. I do. Catwalk side beacons. That was the light, right? Or did you do the... No, you didn't use the emergency lights. You used the catwalk side things. Too bad the lighting TMTK package sucked. Yeah, you are not wrong about that. There was a lot of things that I hoped TMTK stuff would be, and it just wasn't. I'm just gonna put a globe on top. I think the globe will look fine. I kind of wish we had something just a little bit smaller. That way I could put it on each side. We're about 2 hours into this. When the soundtrack starts over, that means it's probably time to end the stream. But not quite yet. No siree. We're not done just yet. I want to do wall decorations. And I think I want to put... I may end up just going with just flat pieces, but I think I want to put something in there. Kennywood was a great park, and the year after I went, they started moving all their classic rides. I've been seeing they've been doing some of that. That does suck. I like the old rides. But are they doing it to get rid of them, or are they doing it because they're refurbishing them? That's the question. I think I'm going to use this piece and paint it white. Oh, that's unfortunate. Bum 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 ba-dum, ba-ba-dum. You know when you don't hear the Planet Coaster soundtrack all the time anymore, and you come back to it after so long, kind of a banger. I hope to try to get the Kennywood and um, Hershey Park next year. I also plan on going trying to get down to Florida next year. Trying to figure out what piece I want to use here. I think I'm just gonna go with that. That and then kind of move it out a little bit. And like that and that. And then we put these over here on this side. We'd put one right about there and there. Legoland costs $120 for a day ticket. Yeah, that's a bit much. I was looking at the Six Flags parks earlier. Six Flags St. Louis is like $35 a day. Six Flags over Georgia is like 38. And then you compare that to say like Dollywood. What is Dollywood? It's something like 80 something dollars, right? Pass on Georgia. They do have. So here's the thing. I'm thinking about going down to Six Flags over Georgia this year because they have that new Aquaman ride that's going to open. And that greatly interests me. I'm so burning up right now. It is so hot in here. My GPU's at 82, and I'm in a locked room. This needs to be more of a tan, but it's kind of a darker brown. It's almost a peach color. And the song's stopped again. I had someone's shoulder stick me at Six Flags Over Georgia. Walked right past me, turned and dropped their shoulder into my shoulder and knocked me off balance. Said, "What the hell?" and got the stink eye look from the douchebag. Wasn't there a fight that broke out like opening day there last year? I'm gonna go with that color. That looks right. I tell you what, the worst hotel we ever stayed at was actually in Williamsburg. I cheaped out on the hotel, and I should never have done that. We stayed at man, what was that? It I want to say Microtel, and it was awful. We barely got any sleep because the bed was just so uncomfortable. There was no door on the bathroom. The refrigerator was broken. That is the worst hotel I've ever stayed in, bar none. As far as like used needles and stuff, no. Didn't see any of that. Nothing like that. The whole place smelled like weed though. And not even good weed. Like bad weed. Actually slept on top of the sheets. Like management wise, Six Flags Over Georgia was fine, but it was probably the worst of the parks. Well, we're only going to go there once. And when was I planning that? August. Yeah, we're going to go to August. So the plan that I have in mind is we're going to go down to Dollywood, and then we're going to go on down to Six Flags Over Georgia from there, and then we're going to head east, and we're going to go to Carowinds. So, and then from Carowinds back home by way of Gatlinburg. The trend here is that Gatlinburg seems to be a jumping off point for most of our trips. uh, we're going to try to go to Silver Dollar City this year for, I think I want to go in September. We're going to, like, usually we go to Dollywood for their Pumpkin Fest, their Illuminates, the Fall Harvest, and all that. This year, we're going to do Silver Dollar City. It's probably going to be very close to the same thing, but I want to do Silver Dollar City this year because we've done Dollywood 2 years in a row, and I think it's time to to change that up a little bit. Uh, Last couple of times when we did Dollywood, we got like 4 tickets for like bring a friend. So I would buy the season pass and I'd get 4 tickets, so we would go 4 times. I feel like we wasted a ticket both years, and like we went down last year and we had plans to go back for Christmas, but just didn't happen. So we ended up like wasting that third ticket or that fourth ticket. Had we not went 2 days in a row for Halloween, we would have wasted 2 tickets. So this year, I only got the silver pass, and that just gives me like the 1 ticket. Or 2 tickets. Sorry, 2 tickets. The original plan was Six Flags one day, Wild Adventure the other day. But I got outvoted on account of how piss poor Wild Adventures was as a park. Wild Adventure. Which one is that one? That one's not coming to mind. Zombieland or something. Okay. I know the scene you're talking about. It's like towards the end of the movie, right? Still though, doesn't ring a bell. Like I can't picture that one. Is that just a generic family-owned park, or is that like an actual like? Is it Six Flags or is it? I don't think it's in a Cedar Fair chain, is it? Nah, I don't think it is. Really? That's a Herschend park? Hmm. Huh. I'm totally gonna have to just copy these over and move these. There we go. All right, so we're kind of making it somewhere. It's more safari oriented. The idiot redneck cousin part. See, I would kind of vote that would be more of a Kentucky Kingdom. So Herschend took over. It's been 2 years now. They've done nothing to Kentucky Kingdom, as far as I can tell. We haven't gotten any new rides. They've not really invested any money into it. Not even a new restaurant or anything. That's true. All Wild Adventures has is an SLC. Okay, well, good point. Also, why can't I grab that piece right there? This is one of the things I hate about this. Trying to grab the pieces and make them like move where I want them to go. There. I can't believe this is as far as I've gotten tonight. In 2 hours, this is all I've gotten done. So your fair fixes the issues. See, I'd forgotten about that. Until you mentioned the shoulder check thing, I'd forgotten about the fact that opening day last year, there was a fight that broke out within, I think, it was something like 30 people or something. It might even be about 100 people. I have to look that up. I That makes me kind of not want to go. Uh, but still, that new ride though, that new ride looks pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it's a boomerang launched like spike kind of water coaster basically. So it's not that great, but it's cool, and I kind of want to ride it. Park staff was rude, food service was shit, guests were rowdy and on edge, and then them closing the entire park for almost 2 hours due to the inclement weather. Hmm. Well, when we get closer to going, I'll figure out what I want to do. We might skip it altogether. I hear that's the case with all of the Six Flags parks, though. Don't get me wrong. Goliath, great coaster. Blue Hawk, amazing, but holy shit, was it tense on that one. Blue Hawk, is that an SLC? That's a Vekoma, right? Vekoma with the only butterfly inversion. Trying to match this up just perfect. I covered up my middle part there. Massive hornet's nest at the top and someone with a bee allergy getting stung. Not all my bee. Oh, maybe they got rid of the bees. Maybe. Peter Jensen's. Hello. How are you doing today? How many pieces did I put in there? Oops. Probably shouldn't have used these pieces here. I'm going to have to redo all of that. That's fine, though. Welcome, Peter, to the stream. I can't work due on the rain and saw you were streaming, so unexpectedly here I am. Can't work due to the rain. Okay, I got you. Well, I appreciate you stopping in. The other messed up thing about Six Flags over Georgia too. A lot of rides where they're closed or running low capacity. See, I hear that's a problem with all Six Flags parks, so not just Georgia. Probably because it was close to Halloween season, but the Gotham City area only had Riddler, Batman, and a swing open. Don't recall seeing Joker, Crazy Coaster, whatever it was, running. See, that's what I'm worried about by going to a Six Flags park. I'm worried that I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna spend the money and like nothing's gonna be running, nothing's gonna be open. Because I hear they just have horrible problems trying to keep all their stuff staffed. At this point, I'm just gonna lower these down and just make them work where I want them to. Except now, that's the last piece I'm going to be able to get there because I don't think I have anything that's going to fit in between there. So, uh-oh. This would be interesting. Okay, let's see here. Beam. 18 by 18. That's probably the smallest one I have. So it's going to have to work. Copy the color. Bam. All right, okay. And I might actually make this work. Copy that color. Come down here. And we'll put, raise that. Push it back just a little bit. And recolor it. and boom. There we go. Okay. One of my little known coaster fun facts is that I've ridden Batman the Ride, both the original and the mirrored version, because the one at St. Louis is the opposite of the other Six Flags version. Oh, really? So yeah, we're gonna hit up Six Flags St. Louis this year too. We didn't do it on our way down to Branson last year because Six Flags, and I was just like avoiding the Six Flags like the plague. But this year, I think we're gonna try to stop just because we're not doing Holiday World. Actually, as opposed to the negativity of Georgia, Six Flags over St. Louis was fine. I haven't heard anything bad about St. Louis, other than the fact that some of their rides were kind of closed, and that was pretty much about it. Also, um, Peter, I see you're being a little quiet, so if you can tune in with the conversation. I know you can't see what's going on over on Twitch because I can't do the whole like chat on screen kind of thing when I'm multi-streaming. But I'm currently multi-streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. You can always chime in on the conversation. We're talking about theme parks and roller coasters, etc. You don't have to. You can always just sit back and watch. Basically, my main thing is I'm just currently just chilling. Okay, so it looks like that. Yeah, all right. So if I take that and move this over here, there. Definitely not going to force anybody to chat, that's for sure. Multitasking anyway. Don't worry. All right, that's cool. Just didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. Anything like that. Actually, as opposed to the negativity on George, the food was good, service was great, people were professional. My mom was skeptical on going back to Six Flags St. Louis, but that's because she went the first time the park layout wasn't clear, so they only visited a fourth of it. She rather enjoyed it this time around. Probably the only downside to St. Louis was the closed rides, but that's the norm. Yeah. Regarding the topic, I am from Belgium. We got 4 or 5 theme parks here. One Six Flags. Wait, there's a Six Flags in Belgium? Or close? I didn't know that. I thought Six Flags sold off most of their overseas parks. Oh, getting tired. Six Flags Holland? Oh, okay. I'm not too familiar with any of the overseas parks. I mean, I know some of them. I know, like, Leisburg. I know um, Plopsaland. I know Alton Towers, of course. Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I know. Oh shoot, what's the one I'm thinking of? What's the big one there? The Dutch one. Uh, the name escapes me right now. Starts with an E. Um, It's the one that Frontier goes to all the time. Efteling. Yes. Yes. Okay. I know that one. Um, what's the one that has Terran? Oh yeah, Thorpe Park. Yeah. There's one that has. Ah, shoot. I'm going to look it up now. Fantasia Land. Actually, yes, Joe. You said it just then. Fantasia Land. They've got some pretty cool coasters there. Yeah, it's in Germany. Yeah. I'm just listing off the different like overseas parks that I know of. I don't really watch the overseas ones too much because I mean I'll probably never ever get to go to them, so I don't really pay attention to them. All right, there we have it. I have done all of these walls one beam at a time. Why have I done something so crazy like that? Because that's just what I do. Frontier didn't want to give me the walls that I needed, so I make my own. And now I realize that I'm going to have to expand the top pieces out. Oopsie. Yeah, I can't reach those pieces for some reason. I don't know why, but just won't let me grab those pieces. Man, I really don't want to have to do that roof. I guess technically I could use the haunted house roof. It's kind of the same shape. But I think I tried it and I didn't like it. We can try it again, I suppose. We can give it one more go. What do you guys think? I I don't care for it. I just don't. It just doesn't look right to me. You think that's why Planko 2 fell through? I mean, I did hear stories about them working with Disney, and like a lot of the stuff for Planet Coaster 2 would be Disney related and Disney themed. Or so I mean, kind of. All right, so there are some things that are inspired by Disney. You're kind of right about that. But I mean, I think a lot of stuff is inspired by a lot of just European parks. I think they looked at a lot of stuff at Efteling and places like that, places that were near them, theme parks they knew, as opposed to here in the States. The old mill boat ride was exactly Pirates of the Caribbean. The only downside was the holding drop. I don't know why they did that. There's so many weird choices by Frontier, you know? I think we're going to use that brick right here. All right, now we need some, probably some cypress trees, I think. Just the tips. Just the tips of a few cypress trees. I think this one's probably going to be, yeah, that one's going to be too big. So if we use this one, though. If only we could resize these things. It's like a Christmas tree. Kinda. It's the closest tree I'm pretty sure we have in the game to the ones that are right in front of that. The World's Fair DLC. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. I missed a lot of this. The elevator drop is Hollywood Tower of Terror. Yeah, you're right about that. Did you know that from the cut content list they had a Matterhorn bobsled coaster and a test track ride? No, I didn't know that. In fact, something that might piss you off is the World Fair DLC had more rides and coasters planned, but they cut so much out of it. Lego added had apparently a ride or a coaster for each country. That would have been kind of cool. There's just so many things missing from the game, you know? And I hate that. I really do. I hate that there's just so much missing. Aren't there flower beds in the game? Am I missing that? Or am I'm just thinking of I'm probably just thinking about Planet Zoo having the flower beds. But I thought for sure we had flower beds in the game. There's the mulch. It's not our building, is it? No. No, there's no flower beds in the game. Two rides are added. People mover and motorbike coasters. They were not supposed to be added with that pack. They were supposed to be something entirely different. I There was a lot of things from I can't remember which pack it was that was just like copies of things. Like they gave us two motorbike coasters, and that just wasn't needed. You know, we didn't need two. We didn't need two coasters that did the same things. What I'll probably do is I'll just use the roses. And I'll probably just scoot them forward like that. All right. My music cut out yet again. So it's coming together. It's taking so long to do this. But it's getting there. I haven't even started on the other corners yet. Plus I gotta redo the windows at the top. And I gotta do the roof. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Okay. It's worth it though. It's gonna be worth it. Um I'll probably stream Nightingale on Friday night because I want to play that one again. We can get involved with actually the building part since last time I streamed that, I made it through to that part, so we'll probably do that. This one I'm going to put on a back burner for probably till the beginning of the week. I may work on it some of my own time. So maybe when we come back and stream this one again, I'll be closer to being finished with this. So, because I really wanted to kind of get this done. Once I get this done, that's footage that I can use and do a time-lapse video of the construction of it. So that's my thoughts anyway. Let's go ahead and finish the recording. I'm burning up in here. My GPU is at 83 right now, Celsius. So, Joe, if you want, you can post that over to Discord, and I will take a look at that here in a little bit. I'm going to head out of here, guys. It's I've streamed for almost 3 hours. It's about almost 4 a.m. for me. This is pretty late. So, going to go ahead and end this stream for the night. Thank you so much for watching. For everybody out there who's not chatting, I appreciate it. For those of you who are, Joe, Peter, thank you so much. Appreciate you chatting with me. Even if you just did just a little bit, that's fine. That's certainly fine. I'm good with that. Keeping me company, it's always good. A chance wipe out, the Mexican hat dance, and a Thunderbob Das Matterhorn was among the list. Interesting. That's cool. I'm going to need to look that up myself now. Hope to see a Satisfactory video soon. Working on it. Promise you that. I am working on it. Got some stuff planned for that. I was actually working on it earlier today and just never really got to the actual recording part, but been doing the planning part. So the planning part is usually what I do first. Look and see how everything's going to fit together. Kind of go from, I have an entire like test map that I have. So I'm testing stuff beforehand. And then I was just going through that and planning out what pieces I'm going to take from that into the next video. So should be out this week sometime, probably closer to, well, not this week. Maybe by the weekend. With any luck, I'll have it out by the weekend. I can't promise anything. Tomorrow night's a truck night for me, so I'm going to be unloading truck. It's usually, I'm there pretty late. And then my next few days, I'll be working till, well, I got to go in and work at 2 o'clock. So most of my time is all gone from that. But I'm going to try to get it out. Hopefully by the weekend. All right, guys. I'm sweating. I'm out of here. You guys have a great rest of the night. I will see you next time. Until then, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you in the next video.